Welcome to Grey Primer. My name is Nick. I'm your host, and it's day 2 of our Warhammer 40k weekend. Today, Genestealer Cults. Huge Battleforce. 32 miniatures. So when these were announced, I thought this is some clever marketing. This is a really smart move on Games Workshop, on Warhammer's part, where it's a nice big box. You know, it's loads of stuff going on the front here. There's even more on the back. Look at all these amazingly painted miniatures. There's this huge thing, whatever that is. And imagine this sort of wrapped up at Christmas and opening it, you know, it'd be a really nice gift to receive. And of course it was, I think, 2017, released sort of the end of the year as approached Christmas. So just smart marketing, smart sort of business. But also a really cool set. There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of different types of miniatures to build. We'll see from the copyright stamps on the sprues when they were originally released, because I think that's really interesting with Battleforces, that they kind of amalgamate a lot of different sets over time. But we'll see that today with the Genestealer Cults, but we'll also see it with the Craft World. Battleforce on Monday, on day 4 of our Warhammer 40k weekend. But for now, let's get into this one and see what it contains. So just like I did yesterday with the Blood Angels, as I'm unboxing this, I'll look at the dates on the sprues to see just how many different sets are covered here, you know, across the years. We got Genestealer Cults. Not much on the sides here, just lots of Battleforce stuff. But we have detail on... So this is the Broodcoven. We've got Familiars. We've got the Magus, the Patriarch, the Primus. And then we have the very awesome Goliath Rockgrinder with got a few... Yeah, a team of 2 it looks like on board there. Visible anyway, I guess it'd be. A few more inside, and a few different variations on the weapons. And then we have the Neophyte Hybrids up here, with a leader. We've got, let me see, a few different weapons, auto guns, seismic cannon, shotguns, mining lasers, hybrids down below with like the rock saw and stuff. Got the demo charge there too. The Acolyte leader, and then we got the other Neophyte Hybrid squad. So up here, this is called the Neophyte Hybrids. Neophyte Hybrid squad, so I guess it was from a different set. With the Neophyte leader. Oh, I like that laser gun though. That's a neat model. Oh, that's great with the bandana across the face. Then the Neophyte weapons team. I like that a lot. Okay, and there's the kind of breakdown. There's loads in this. Let's get in there. Boy, that's a lot of plastic. No space for the box. Okay, we've got like 25mm round bases, 32mm round bases. And, whoa, where do we start? This looks like the weapons team. Okay, and this is 2003. Where to go? Oh, look at that body. Oh, that's magnificent. Oh, boy, my first cut is definitely going to be that tongue. Because if I cut anywhere else in this miniature, I could damage it. If you haven't heard one of my videos before, you'll always hear me recommending to look around the mini before you start your cuts when taking it off the sprue, and go for whatever looks the most fragile, while all the time supporting the rest of it. So just get a nice clean cut in there. You know, if it's going to be too close, consider sort of supporting it and cutting back here, because you can always sort of get in there with a craft knife afterwards to get a much neater cut. So if you think you're going to damage it by putting your clippers, trying to shove them in there, consider sort of cutting back here a bit, but just make sure to support the frame of this very well before you do that, because you really don't want to damage these. Because something as fine a point as that, it's going to be hard to get it, you know, glued back together again sort of neatly. But anyway, you see I think these are acolytes and things. Sort of the support team for the Broodcoven. I'm loving these arms and things. Look at that. That is just pure lethality. This arrives down on your planet, you're going to know all about it. And date-wise, oh, where is it? We have 2015. So, what was the first one? 2003? Wow, 12 years between these two sprues from the Genestealer Cults. And you can kind of see the gaps between them here. I mean, look at that gap. You can get your sort of fingers through. You know, I can get I can fit my finger through that gap. And this one here, you can fit my whole hand through there. But a more modern sprue, you'd really struggle to find space to get sort of a digit through there. Much more efficient use of the space, much better CAD/CAM, I guess, much better molds. Technology moves along. There's another one of our 2003 sprues. There's still pretty good detail in it. You can even see the serrated edge on the shovel with the sword sticking into the sandbag there. So it's not like you're sort of looking at this and going like, oh, that's clear. Once they're built, you're not looking at it going, oh, there's 12 years between those two kits. Because there's still a great amount of detail in these older kits. This is a 2016 sprue. You see it there. And look at, there's not much space anywhere there. That is absolute efficiency. Using up every possible space. And what we have here are heads with nice sunglasses. Give those a bit of an 80s sort of rainbow effect. That'd be pretty special. And then we're back to huge amounts of space. Again. Like, that's just amazing. It's amazing how far they've come along. I'm thinking this is going to be early 2000s as well. So yeah, 2006 on this one. Yeah, I mean, we're not losing out here. This is still beautifully designed. Cool flamer unit. I think these are going to be interesting to put together. I think it's going to be a little difficult to keep track of which set corresponds to which part of the instructions, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it'll be pretty clear once I get into the instructions. And a very similar sprue to the last one. And again, I think this is probably 2006. Yeah. That's part of the Goliath, so let's look at this bit first. No doubt about it, this is a modern sprue. And we can see... Oh, cool. Oh, those tongues are so thin. Oh, that's a cool weapon, whatever that is. I like the banner. And the Genestealer Cults logo up there on top. And then we get into our Goliath. Oh, this is really neat. After the sort of sparsity of the Baal Predator when it was on its sprue yesterday, the featureless panels and stuff, you can see the difference here in a more modern design. Oh, look at those panels. They're fantastic. 2016 again. Sorry about the focus. So, there are a few older kits in here, but I think the majority of it is pretty new. This will be a really interesting army once it's all built. Great stuff. And then all of our, looks like our crew for the Goliath. Oh, there's lots of rails and things to really make it your own, I guess. Variations on weapons. Pretty neat treads on those tires. I even like the You got the wheel nuts there and everything, all that kind of detail. So that's going to be cool to put together too. And then we have another loose 25mm base, 2 larger bases, and a collection of manuals here. So we got Genestealer Cults, black and white. We got that banner carrier there. I like the strap and all hanging down. That's a pretty neat pose. We got Genestealer Cults. This is the Broodcoven. Okay. I think it's looking like an all black and white so far. Oh, maybe the tank there. Wait. What is that? Okay. Okay, I'll have a look at that in a sec, because I got distracted by the colour. And we have our Astra Militarum infantry squad, that I guess is what converts into the Genestealer Cult? Hang on. How does this work? Okay. Right, so this is an Astra Militarum, so these are Imperial troops, am I right? An infantry squad that you then convert into the Neophyte Hybrids and the weapons team. So they start as like an Imperial kit? Is that right? Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that thing. Yes, these are Imperial Guards. And then, okay, so you use the Genestealer sprues, these upgrade sprues, to convert them into Genestealer Cults. Then we have our Acolyte Hybrids, our Hybrid Metamorphs, and then some pretty dark but interesting art on the back there. It would have been cool to see those in color. I'm sure I could find them in color. And then, yeah, so this is Acadian heavy weapons team. So that's what that, so you're getting this part of it, and then you get the Genestealer Cult heads, I guess, to make that into that. So that's interesting. I did not know that. Nice little diorama on the back there. So this is an interesting kit, and even more interesting now that I didn't realize that it would be sort of Imperial troops in there, that you have the Genestealer Cults upgrade kit on. That's kind of interesting. And then we have our Goliath Rockgrinder. It says below Goliath Truck, so I'm wondering, is the variant available in this box? Or is that, would that have been only if you bought the single boxed version of this? But I guess we'll see as I go through the sprue. I think this is going to be a slightly more challenging kit because of it being conversions. So, for example, with those Imperial ones over here, like this and this, with those being sort of converted kits, I think that could be a challenge for some. It might be a challenge for me. I'm actually really excited about this. I'm looking forward to this even more now, because it is sort of, at some point during the construction, I have to stop and be like, oh no, I'm not building Imperial troops here. I'm building Genestealer Cults. So I'd better pry that head back off and put the alternate head on there. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's a little surprise right at the bottom of the box, and something I didn't notice when I was going through the sprues. So, looking forward to getting into this, getting these built, and I will report back any mistakes I made and any backtracking I had to do. Back soon. Okay, so welcome back. We have the fully built Genestealer Cult Battleforce now, subtitled Insurrection. And yeah, that was fun. I was worried that putting together pretty much 20 of the same dude was going to get boring, but there were enough weapons variations, there were enough sort of backpacks and head types and character that you could add into it to keep it interesting. It never got boring. They were never overly complicated to build, and I had fun. The actual sort of weapons team, the neophyte weapons team here, out of all of these down here, that was the thing that I enjoyed making the most. I'd never made a sort of gun emplacement kit like that before, and I want to make more. I thought it was very cool and easy to add sort of individual character to it and an individual sort of narrative. But let's quickly look through some of these. Let's look through the standard Rifleman, which is what these sort of 10 characters over here are. So these are neophyte hybrids. And as you can see here, it's the left hand is supporting the weapon, the laser cannon, and you can see all of the Astra Militarum parts of this. It's an Astra Militarum figure with some Genestealer additions, such as the head is Genestealer Cult, and some of the weapons, I guess, and pouches and things would have Genestealer logos on them, but most really are taken straight from Imperial Army from the Astra Militarum. So this next one has a flamer unit, and it's not sort of static. You can see that he's walking across the battlefield, which is a nice touch. And all of these sort of accessories here are extra. You stick these on as you sort of see fit to make them individual, which is where I guess that the interest in building them comes from, or stems from. There's something where you can give each miniature thought. This one was really nice. I was able to lift the rifle, bring the eye line down to the rifle to make it look like they were sighting a shot. Added a little dagger there to the belt too. So as you can see, even with these standard sort of infantrymen, these riflemen, you can make them into something slightly more visually interesting. He's got a sword, that one. I'll not look through all of these. Let me just sort of pick out the odd ones. Different type of rifle. And again, little pouches and things that you attach. These are all just added on. Anything you see around the belt here are additional accessories that you can sort of choose from. I'll pick one more because this one is kind of running one direction and looking the other. And he's carrying a pretty savage looking shotgun. And you can see the Genestealer, the cultist head on him as well there. You can just easily just imagine that, having a helmeted Imperial Army head. And then we flip it to the other side. We've got slightly more characterful ones. And it's got this massive Genestealer cult banner with all chains and everything hanging down from it. Pretty cool. Now we've got an officer looking dude here with the laser pistol and chain sword, and I gave him a little Genestealer icon there hanging off the chain sword to make sure that there's no confusion which side he's fighting for. And I actually, there were a few sort of laser rifles that were loose, so I popped one onto his back here just to finish sort of outfitting him. And this one is one of our heavy weapons, and again I put it's a nice pose on him anyway. But I also I give him a sword and a laser rifle there slung over his back as well. Just tried to make it look, as if they're out and about and they're using these weapons, I'd want them to have sort of a secondary as well. This has got one of the flamer units, and as you can see, he's got the fuel tanks on the back, which is a nice sort of addition to it. And you can see the hosing runs back here. And you just make sure when you're constructing these that you connect this with this. And again, a little Genestealer icon there hanging off. Let's see what else we have. Another chain sword and laser pistol. Cool sort of face mask there with the respirator or something. And looks like a comms unit, like a radio unit there on the back. I think there is a radio guy as well. Yeah, this one here. And how cool does he look? And he knows he looks cool with the shades on and everything. And I added a larger Genestealer Cult logo to the back of that to make it really pop. So that's the Neophyte Hybrids. And let's have a look at the Acolyte Hybrids as well. Some of these actually have like mining lasers and stuff. They're They're pretty serious looking dudes. I didn't drill the barrel on that because it came to such a fine point. But looking at it now, I might actually just dig in there with my finest drill. And just to make it seem like there's an opening, because it doesn't really feel like there is. But anyway, 4 hands are better than 2, or wait, this is 3 hands in this case, so he's got that extra hand supporting the weapon down below. That's cool. Cool touch. And this pretty nifty looking backpack, sidearm there as well. I think that was an addition. And we can see some more mining equipment. And a full-on face mask there too. And here we've got our banner carrier. And that much more sort of alien look. Some of them look sort of just, you know, almost human. While others, there's no mistaking the gene stock there. This is a great and interesting species. Look at this weapon. I love it. I love that if you had these in like a diorama where they were just using these weapons against the rock face, it would just look like, oh, it's a mining diorama. Very cool. These strange aliens mining for whatever. But as standalones like these, it's just like, yeah, that's just a weapon. Is this a special character? Let me see. I think this might be the Acolyte leader. Got that pointy tongue sticking out, the sword up, the hands, sort of the whip in one of his 4 arms, carrying the whip. Tattered robes, and yeah, just very much. Again, that could be, you know, you could have those other guys mining and him just sort of standing behind them in the diorama, and you'd think, oh, it's a slave colony or something. This is definitely not mining equipment. It is a serious heavy weapon. A great pose as well. He got spare ammo and stuff sort of hanging out of his backpack, which is nice. The sort of belt-fed heavy weapons. Okay, so that's that crew. So let's have a look at the Broodcoven. And I guess we can start with the big dude. We can start with the Patriarch. And the Patriarch is very much a modern miniature. You can see it's sort of like a mini diorama. You got the standing on this sort of outflow pipe, or there's a vent on it, so maybe it's outflow pipe for gas, something like that. You sort of think, is this some kind of a dumb animal? And then you see that he's got the fingers to the head and the universal pose of, I'm controlling you with my mind. I like this guy. Not sure what's in that hand there. It's kind of hard to see what that is. Is it a helmet or something with a spinal cord hanging out? Could be. It's a bit obscured, but anyway, it's a pretty serious looking guy. That's the Patriarch. You also get 2 of the little familiars. Which are these? And they're kind of nice as well. And there's something super creepy about them. The tongue is like a foot long. Yeah, those are just nice as well. And then we'll have a look at the Magus, which is this one here. This is all part of this sort of Broodcoven grouping. Oh yeah, there's definitely... This guy is out to do no good. I love the ceremonial robes and everything. The iconography throughout. It's a great staff as well. Looks like a creature sort of crouched on it. Maybe it's like the Patriarch sort of logo. Not sure. Well, like a sidearm at the back as well. So if the magusing doesn't work out, you can always put a laser pistol on you. And then this is the Primus, who has got this cool clawed left hand, and on the right side he's got two very human hands, one holding some kind of a lace pistol. I'm not really sure what that is. I haven't seen that design before with the longer barrel, but it's scoped as well. And then the sword. And looking pretty spectacular. I love this flicked out trench coat. It's even got the belt here is loose. The buckle here as well. Yeah, that's beautiful actually. Incredibly intricate details. The Genestealer Cult iconography hanging inside it. That's a really nice miniature. And our penultimate one is going to be the Neophyte Weapons team. And this was just, like I said at the start there, this was so much fun to put together. I had these two guys controlling this. Of course, this is an Imperial Army weapon, but you modify it up to whatever way you want with the Genestealer Cult heads. I'm not sure if I used much. Don't think I had any icons. Maybe I did and I've forgotten. But you've got there, he's got his laser rifle at the back. This one's actually holding his and pointing sort of over there. I gave him a radio set so that he could communicate with the shooter. And this is a laser cannon. So you got the laser cannon, you've got the power pack with this sort of power conduit here. And the way I sort of modified this kit was in the sandbags there was a knife stuck into it, or a sword, and I used an old Astra Militarum helmet and sort of popped that on the top of the sword. I also used these binoculars and stuck them on top of this power pack, so that sort of say that this guy is using them to spot for the shooter. And then I snipped the bottom off of a shovel and stuck it here so that it looked like it was just sort of shoved into the ground after they've been filling their sandbags or whatever. So a bit of narrative going on in this set, and I just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed how all the elements were able to come together, and that I had enough sort of loose accessories to make it, give it a bit of personality. So that was very cool. Had a lot of fun with that. And now we have the Goliath Rockgrinder, which is one of the best vehicles I've ever put together. I just love the front of this thing. It just wants to eat everything that it touches. I mean, obviously it's a mining tool for driving straight into the rock face or whatever, and all of this stuff. But as a weapon, oh my word. Like, it's designed to cut into stone. What's it going to do to flesh and bone? Ugh. Anyway, not a tracked weapon. It's on regular tires. You can see sort of whether the fuel is at the side here. You can see this. This is a heavy seismic cannon. It's not glued, so it's got that nice sort of, you can put this whatever way you want. With if you're doing like a diorama or something, you've got a platform at the back here where you'd be able to put another couple of dudes. There was an option on this for this to be open, and it had like seats and things down below, but I thought that the closed over version of it was more dramatic looking. I like the little ladders up the back. Kind of looks like a big like American truck. And yeah, generally I just thought it looked better with this covered over. I like that this looked like tarp over boxes or ammo crates or something. You've got this guy back here controlling this weapon. He's got his joysticks there. And don't forget, this is mining equipment. It just so happens that this Genestealer Cults have turned it to making war. This guy up here is controlling a heavy stubber. You can see the hatch that pops back and down when he pops out of there. I added a Genestealer Cults logo to the top plate here. I thought that would be a nice little touch. And there were spares in the box. And yeah, that's just lovely. It's a lovely, lovely vehicle. Fun to build. easy to build as well. That's it. That's the Battleforce for Genestealer Cult. The Insurrection Battleforce. Tons of stuff to build in there. Tons of really interesting minis. Challenges too, with the converted Imperials. And some really just nice sort of narrative pieces in there. So I had a lot of fun putting that together, and this is officially the end of day 2 of our 40k weekend. Please like and subscribe and share and check out all the things in the links below. And we'll be back tomorrow with Sector Mechanicus, unboxing 3 sets of that brilliant 40k scenery that gives you multi-level play, dramatic sort of centerpieces to your battlefields, and a really big canvas for you to try out weathering and, all sorts of different kind of effects, paint effects for rust and the like. But that's tomorrow. For now, I will say thank you for joining me and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.